The most feared tank of World War II was the Tiger, or at least, that's what people were led to believe. While German propaganda turned the Tiger into a legend, it was the Panzer divisions that carried the real weight of the war. From the invasion of France to the vast battlefields of the Eastern Front, these tanks formed the backbone of Germany's armored warfare. Fast, coordinated, and constantly moving, Panzer units became one of the key weapons behind Blitzkrieg tactics. But the strength of the Panzer divisions was never just about armor or firepower. What made them dangerous was speed, coordination, and communication. Unlike many of their enemies early in the war, German tank crews used radios to move and react together on the battlefield. This allowed Panzer units to strike fast, break through defensive lines, and keep advancing before enemy forces could recover. For German commanders, speed was everything. Panzer divisions were designed to move quickly, strike hard, and create chaos behind enemy lines before defenders had time to react. Instead of fighting slow battles of attrition, the Germans relied on rapid breakthroughs supported by infantry, artillery, and air power. This strategy became known as Blitzkrieg. In campaigns across Poland and France, panzer columns advanced with a speed that shocked much of the world. Entire defensive positions were bypassed, communication lines collapsed, and enemy forces often found themselves surrounded before they fully understood what was happening. To many soldiers facing them for the first time, the sound of approaching tank engines alone was enough to create panic. But as the war dragged on, the battlefield began to change. On the Eastern Front, German panzer crews encountered a new kind of enemy. The Soviet T-34 was faster than expected, heavily armored, and built in massive numbers. For the first time, many German tank crews realized that Blitzkrieg alone would not guarantee victory. Mechanical failures, fuel shortages, and constant combat slowly started wearing the panzer divisions down. And while propaganda continued to focus on massive tanks, like the Tiger, most German armored units were still fighting and dying inside the more common panzer vehicles. By the later years of the war, Germany's armored forces were struggling to replace experienced crews and damaged vehicles. Air superiority was fading, supply lines were collapsing, and panzer divisions that once moved across Europe with terrifying speed were now fighting desperate defensive battles. Yet despite these setbacks, panzer crews continued fighting in some of the harshest conditions of the war. From frozen forests in the east to ruined cities across Europe, these tanks remained at the center of Germany's armored warfare until the very end. The Tiger became the legend, but legends don't always win wars. So when people remember Germany's armored forces today, were the Tigers truly the most important tanks of the war? Or did the panzer divisions deserve that title instead?